Hey guys, it's Carolina here from KarolinasKrafts and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be making some bookmark tags. So I'm first starting off by cutting down my 110-pound cardstock to 2 inches wide and 6 inches in height. I got about 6 tags from one piece of 110-pound cardstock. So that's all I did first. I cut that down and I was thinking I was only going to make 6 tags, but then we went back for more and then we ended up with 12 tags total at the end of this video. So I'm just going through my scrappies right now and I'm looking at which ones are longer. So I'm picking out the longer ones and then the smaller ones I'm putting off to the other side. So the longer ones, I'm like, oh, you know what? I can make some tags that just have that paper instead of me having to paper piece. So that's all I'm doing. I'm using my ATG gun tape roller thingy, which I will have linked down below, and you guys know I love using it to make cards, but it also really worked well to make these bookmarks. So that's all I'm doing. So I'm just going back and forth with putting on adhesive to my base, I guess, my tag base, which is right here. I'm just putting adhesive onto it, and then I'm sticking down those larger pieces of paper to that base, and those are just going to be my large tags with just the one patterned paper instead of paper piecing, and then I just cut off the extra. So I'm just going to go through that and do that before we get into the paper piecing tags. So on this one with the pink stripes, I actually decided it was a little too plain and it didn't really look summery with just the pink stripes. So I took some smaller scrappies from my stash and I just did a little bit of tearing top and bottom for that first one and just the bottom for that second one, because I just like that tearing like effect when the paper is like ripped. You have to rip it towards you though in order to get that effect, because if you rip it away from you, you don't get those like white ripped edge lines. So I really like that look. Then I'm just going to cut off the extra and that is another tag done. So I'm just going to keep going with these and then we'll just do some more paper piecing once I'm done making all of these fuller tags. So at this point I realized I needed more tag bases, so before I start paper piecing, which I was about to do, I end up cutting some more tags out of 110-pound cardstock, and I just get my cardstock from Michael, so this is just the white version, and I'm using my swing line guillotine paper trimmer to cut those down. So here I go, I have 6 more tag bases. I'm using my ATG tape, and here I'm just finishing up that last one. That I was able to do a full-size sheet before we get into the paper piecing, which is coming up next. So now we're going to use up some of our smaller scraps, and I really like this ice cream paper. You guys can't tell in this video, or actually just right there you were able to see a little bit, but it's got a little bit of a shine to it, which is so fun in this paper pad. Like there's different elements that are shiny. There was some like glitter paper in it as well, but I used all those. So I didn't have any scrappies of that, but yeah, this paper pad was so fun and so summery and colorful, and I really liked it. So I put down the green paper in the center, and then I put the ice cream on top, and then I just did another little ripping technique with the polka dot paper, and I just added that to the bottom. I was going to do the strawberries at first, but I didn't really like how it went with the ice creams, so that's what we're doing for this tag. We decided to do more of that green paper scraps, and as I'm just cutting these, I'm cutting them down to 2 inches in width and then just figuring out the rest. So the strawberries here, we did that ripping technique thingamabob, and then I just cut off the extra because I guess I didn't cut that one down. Then for this next one, I decided I'm going to do some flip-flops and sunglasses, and this was a really great way just to use up some of your scrappies, and they come together and they look so cute, and they, especially these, like when they're themed, like it looks so fun and summery, and I really like how they all turned out. So I'm just going to go through the rest of these and do some more paper piecing. This one in particular is one that I didn't really like, and I decided I like the top and the bottom, but mainly because I made my sunglass piece a little too wide, so it covered up pretty much all of my flip-flops. So I wasn't really liking that, so I just made another one instead because I like it with like the sunglasses on top, flip-flops on bottom, or vice versa, but I just didn't like them side by side because I felt like I didn't really get to see both of the patterns, so I wasn't paying attention to that one, so that was a little bit one of my fault. So it's okay. I just made another one. So now that is finito. Now I have all of my tags done, all 12 of them, and I'm just going in with my paper punch. This is a tag punch from Hobby Lobby. Now I will warn you, it does not like when I have a bunch of layers of cardstock like I do here. Like I have the heavyweight and then I have more patterned papers. It doesn't like punching through this at all, and I think it'll probably break soon because I was really forcing it to punch through this, but I really like how it turned out and how it looks, so I just kept going with it. Then I just picked out some eyelets. I'm using gold eyelets here that I got from AliExpress. I do not recommend them, so I am not going to link those eyelets in particular, only because they're extremely, extremely, extremely hard to work with, and you guys could see I'm using 2 hands just to try and use my crocodile to like squeeze them shut and together. So I really don't recommend these. They're not great quality, I guess. They're good once they're on there, but it's extremely hard to press them down, not like some like actual name brand eyelets. Then I am going through my ribbon stash, and I really like this gold, and I was like, maybe I want some of this twine too, but I wasn't really liking how it turned out. So I ended up taking off that twine. I took off that ribbon because then it was just like fraying a little bit too much after I kept taking it in and out and whatnot, so that didn't work out too well, and I made it a little too short on top of that. So then I was like, okay, let me test out some seam binding, and I didn't really like that either. Like, I love my seam binding and all, but I really wanted these ribbons to kind of stay up so that when you add them into a book especially, like, you could still see where your place is instead of like your ribbon flopping over. So I just went back to my gold ribbon, and I cut bigger pieces this time and just threaded them through all of my eyelets, and then just cut off the edges a little bit more and made them a little angled. And then I really like how that turned out, so I just did that for all 12 tags. Now, something I did not show in this video because it was a complete afterthought, I actually ended up rounding my bottom 2 corners with my 1/4 inch crocodile corner puncher. So I just ended up rounding them, and that's going to also help my paper just to last a little longer, or my bookmarks to last a little longer, so that the corners are not constantly getting banged up. It was a recommendation from Let's Get Scrappy, Tiffany, and she said she always rounds her corners so that that doesn't happen and they last a little longer. So that's something I did do, but you guys, I just forgot to show it in the video. So here are all the finished tags that we made in this video. It was super easy to do, guys, and they just look so cute, and it was a great way to use up your other scrappies. So I definitely recommend doing this, and if you don't have a use for them, I mean, you could also gift them or donate them to like schools nearby. I'm sure the kids would love to use them, and that's also another thing that Tiffany recommended. As you guys could tell, I was talking to Tiffany before I started making these, so she actually recommended making the bookmarks. She recommended rounding the corners and donating if you don't have a use for them. So that is everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next crafty video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!